Okay, hello everybody. All right, welcome to our free webinar, right, hosted together with Manus AI. So we will be starting very soon. What you see on screen is a QR code that will grant you free credits, and we will give you additional credits at the end of the session as well. So if you do not have a Manus account yet and you would like to join us, right, for our hands-on session later, please feel free to scan this QR code and sign up with our code to receive additional 1,000 credits. All right. So for now, right, we'll give everyone another minute or two to join, and please enjoy the music, right, and sign up for an account if you haven't done so. Okay, we will be starting in a minute. All right. Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us on this lovely 11/11 evening. Right. Instead of shopping, you'll be joining us to learn more about manners and what Heicoders can offer as well. So welcome to our free webinar hosted in conjunction with Manus AI, right? One of the leading AI agentic solutions around the world. Okay, so what we have prepared for you, right, is a quick demo, right, on Manus AI. At the same time, we will take the opportunity to share more about the AI landscape in Singapore, all right, and together with me today. Okay, you will see them later. That is Alan, who's the GTM lead in Manus AI, as well as Natalie, who's also from the GTM team. Okay, so stay tuned. Right at the end of the session, right, we will be offering you additional credits on Manus AI. So that's something we will offer you and show you right later towards the end of the session. Okay, so a little bit about Heicoders Academy, right? Heicoders Academy is the only training provider in Singapore that we know of, founded and run entirely by tech professionals. Okay, so we started the academy because there was a gap, okay, in quality tech education in Singapore, and I think ultimately the academy hopes to make tech clear and accessible to everybody without the oversimplification of concepts, right? Because ultimately the basics alone will get you nowhere, right? And we really work with leading tech companies like Manus to deliver training in real industry relevant skills. So we thank Manus for their belief and support of our mission, and we thank all of you, right, for joining us for this webinar today. Okay, so Manus, right? They will introduce themselves later, right? They are based in Singapore, building the next generation AI agents, designed right to extend human capability. So throughout this session today, you will see a lot of features of Manus being put in play. And I think for some of you who are our GA 100 alumni, a lot of you would have had a lot of positive experience with the Manus tools as well. So yeah, treat this as a refresher. We'll introduce some new features that they have as well. Okay, at the same time, I welcome all of you to contribute your ideas and opinions inside the YouTube live chat as well. Okay, so please be as active as possible to contribute your opinions. All right, so Hey Coders and Manners officially announced our partnership over a week ago. Okay, I'm not sure if anyone has seen that. Right, feel free to refer to our website or our LinkedIn profile. There is a very interesting video of Tao and Min Yan, right, the two co-founders of Manners and Hey Coders respectively. Okay, where they share their opinions about the AI landscape and where we can go from here. All right. Okay, so the partnership ultimately is aimed at integrating cutting-edge AI agent technology into Heicoders courses. Okay, so we want to give all of you, our learners, a hands-on experience, turning ideas into real working projects that you can, use it for your own personal life. You can use it for your work as well, and you can use it for everything that you are doing. So of course, at the same time, because we are in two totally different industries, right, we want to foster a two-way innovation loop, right, where student projects from Manus, okay, will help in their development to ensure both education and technology evolve together. And I think finally, we want to empower all of you, right, regardless of whether you have any experience in tech, in coding, in AI. We want to empower all of you to harness, right, the tools available today for personal, professional, and social impact, right? Ultimately, driving a future-ready model for practical AI education. Okay, so that is the goal, right, of our partnership. And till now, right, we have already have hundreds of learners, okay, who have had the pleasure of experiencing manners in our J100 curriculum. Okay, and we will, I think, reach our 1,000th learner by the end of the year. All right, so we are very, very excited for that milestone. Okay, so ultimately for today's webinar, right, we have three key goals, okay? And in three different workflow examples, we will show you number one, right, what is the overview of the generative AI landscape today? Secondly, right, what's coming, right, when it comes to AI agents, right? A lot of you might not know what exactly AI agents entail, right? What kind of impact does it bring, contrasted with your ChatGPT? And finally, how manners can play a very large role in supercharging your productivity. Okay, so without further ado, right, let's begin. Okay, so task number one, right? This has been a very common request, okay, from anyone who contacts Heicoders, asking about whether we can use AI to create slides, even from our existing students as well. A lot of students are actually asking because ultimately, for a lot of the workplaces out there today, I think creating slides is part and parcel of your core skill set, right? It basically will involve the research process, okay, where you have to do a lot of digging for details and then ultimately designing a set of slides that is presentable, that is something that you can share right with others as well. Okay, so for the very first kind of workflow that we will go through today, right, that is creation of slides. And at the same time, I will attempt to illustrate the differences between the tools that you have today, such as ChatGPT versus Manus AI. All right. Okay. So what we are all using today, right? These are chatbots. Okay. So I believe all of you here, regardless of your technical experience, okay, regardless of how much you have played around with AI, you will at the very least know about ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT is a product that was released by OpenAI a few years back, and I think since then you can see how much of an impact ChatGPT has on the rest of the world. Okay, so over the years, right, we have also seen additional competitors, okay, come up in this space. So we have a Copilot by Microsoft, we have Gemini by Google, we also have Claude by Anthropic, and a few other major models and chatbots around the world. Okay, and I think we have had a lot of students, right, who came from the civil service, right, and they have also told us about this particular tool called Pair, right, which is by OGP, and this is also one of those, if you're in the civil service, you can look forward, right, to having a tool like that, right, appear on your systems very, very soon. Okay, so all of these are generally chatbots. And what exactly are chatbots? Okay, so to simplify it, right, chatbots allow you to provide a single input. Okay, so for example, give me a three-slide introduction to Singapore. Okay, and this is a very, very straightforward input that you can place in ChatGPT. Once you hit enter, right, and then what's going to happen is ChatGPT will typically give you an output that looks like this. Okay, so you can see for yourself that a typical ChatGPT output or a typical chatbot output, okay, is going to give you, right, some content for the slides, okay, and that will be about it. All right. So to put it very, very simply, chatbots essentially allow you to provide a single prompt, one input, right, to the chatbot, and then that will grant you one single output from the chatbot itself. Okay, so you ask something, they answer, and that's essentially it. Right, so they are reactive and they stay within the conversation window itself. Okay, so then the question comes, right? Can we get ChatGPT, right, to create a deck of slides for us? Okay, I'm not sure if any of you have tried that before or you haven't tried that before, but basically, let's find out what happens. Okay, so when you tell ChatGPT to give me a three-slide introduction to Singapore, right? This is what you're gonna get. Okay, and then if you tell ChatGPT to turn it into a set of PowerPoint slides, okay, can you guess, right, what this output actually looks like? Okay, so not sure if any one of you have actually tried it before. All right, if you get ChatGPT to generate a deck of slides, right, as a PowerPoint file, right, this is exactly what you are going to get. Ta-da! All right, so what you will get over here, okay, is actually a PPTX file, a PowerPoint file that you can download from ChatGPT. Okay, and this is basically what ChatGPT has created for you, right, using some of the code that it is able to write. So basically, right, when you get ChatGPT to give you PowerPoint slides, okay, it will just literally create a PowerPoint file and load all of the information into that PowerPoint file and give it to you. There will be no sense of design, right? There will be no sense of aesthetics. Okay, it will just be putting all of those information in for you. And this information that you see over here, okay, were taken right from what we had previously, which was this set of overview, okay, that ChatGPT generated in the previous message. Okay, so that's the default functionality of ChatGPT, but obviously this will not be the only thing that we can do with PowerPoint slides. Okay, but I will talk about that very, very shortly. But for now, right, let's just do a very quick analysis. So generally, right, where do all of these tools fall short? Okay, we have generally poor design quality for sure, because ultimately ChatGPT is good at writing the code that will create the PowerPoint file for you. Okay, so those of you who have taken J100 will know a bit more about that. Okay, and basically, right, you will not be able to place content effectively, okay, across the different slides that you are generating. So it is able to generate the content, but they often fail, right, to position it well in the slide. Okay, so some of you might be thinking, hey, right, there are actually a lot of AI tools out there, okay, that claim, right, to be able to create our slides, okay, create beautiful slides, and do so effectively for all of you. So definitely that is one option. So there is a lot of slide, presentation makers out there, right? I've just listed some examples. I think I've seen the chat. Okay, Gamma, right? Canva themselves also have a slide design tool. Slides GPT itself also is one of the more popular ones. Okay, that came up together with the rise of ChatGPT. So there are almost a million and one options. Okay, some of them will work better than the others. Then the question comes, right? What does the workflow look like, okay, with all of these tools integrated? So let me give everyone a broad overview, okay, of what the workflows look like today. Okay, so today, let's say you are given a business task. Okay, so in this particular business task, okay, that's what we have at the moment, right? You can then, right, decide to input this business task or turn it into a prompt for your chatbot. Okay, so what's going to happen over here is that with the business task that was given to you, maybe by your manager or by your superior or by your colleague, okay, you can turn that into an input to instruct, right, your ChatGPT to give you a deck of slides, maybe a 3 slide introduction to Singapore, and ChatGPT will do exactly that for you. Okay, and then what you will then have to do is you will have to copy the content out. Okay, you will then have to go to potentially an AI slide generator like your Slides GPT, like your Gamma, etc., to create all of those slides, right? And then you will tweak it, right, to whatever you want. Eventually, you will be able to get the final deliverable. Okay, so you can see, right, it is a multi-step process. And what we always emphasize to our J100 students is that this is a multi-step process that is very, very, very common today. Right. In any company that purports to integrate AI, right, into their businesses, you will see that more often than not, okay, the workflows that they are adopting actually mirror the manual workflows. Okay, so you can see that for any kind of workflows that these companies are doing, right, it will always be replacing one subset, okay, or one small little step in the workflow with AI. So while you do save some time individually, okay, when for example, you don't have to manually create the slide content, okay, you don't maybe have to manually design the slides from scratch. Okay, you do save some time on each of these individual steps, the output, right, the slides generator, etc. So you do save some time over here, but ultimately the key insight, right, is that workflows with AI, for now, right, generally mirrors manual workflows that we used to have prior, okay, to AI coming into the picture. Okay, and this is where, right, the biggest opportunity actually lies. Okay, so when we talk about opportunity, right, what if, right, we let AI cut through all of these steps? What if, right, we have a business task, okay, that we can use and it goes straight to the deliverable without us having to worry too much about all of the steps in the middle. Okay, we let our AI decide for itself, okay, what needs to be done in the middle, and we let it execute those steps independently without our involvement. Okay, so this is the holy grail, because what's going to happen is you can then focus, okay, on the high level task, okay, of delivering some presentation content, and you can let, right, other people, right, or in this case the AI agent, okay, decide, right, how, right, we can actually go straight, okay, to the deliverable. All right. Okay. So I hope this is clear, right? This is the objective that we have. And with that in mind, okay, we are going to go straight to AI agents. Okay. So for AI agents, okay, this is basically the crux of this particular webinar. Okay, we are going to introduce all of you to AI agents, and Manus, right, is actually one of the leading AI agents in the market. So we have received a lot of feedback from all of our students over the past year or so. Okay, people who have tried Manus, people who have heard about Manus from their colleagues, from their friends, okay, and have given really rave reviews about it. Okay, so we have a partnership with Manus, okay, to showcase, right, all of these benefits, okay, of the tools to all of you. So hopefully in the next few examples I'm about to show you, okay, this will become very very clear, okay, and you will have the ability, okay, to use Manus after, right, the session as well. Okay, so basically, first things first. All right. We have, let's say, an input. Okay, the exact same input. Okay, that we gave to ChatGPT just now. But this time around, what if we give it to Manus instead? Okay, so you will realize that if you give the same input to Manus, okay, it will do something very interesting. Okay, it will not go straight into generating the text content for you. Okay, that's not going to happen. What will actually happen is that it will define the steps that it needs to take for itself. So for example, in this case, if you see on the screen, okay, once you give it the input, what's going to happen is that they will define for itself what are the individual steps that needs to be done before it actually gives you a response. Okay, and this is the first key differentiator between your traditional ChatGPT, your large language model, your chatbots, okay, versus an AI agent like Manus. Okay, it will give you the ability, okay, to actually look at the content, okay, look at the question, right, and basically define what are all the individual steps that needs to be done. And then what's going to happen is that it will perform all of those steps. So as you can see over here, it will search for certain key terms. It will compile all of the research before it actually goes on to generate the presentation slides and before it goes on to deliver the final presentation to you, the user. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in how this thing actually works, okay, feel free to scan the QR code that you see on the bottom left of your screen. Okay, this QR code will bring you straight to a replay of this particular conversation that we had with Manners, and that's what I'm going to show all of you right now. Okay, so I'm going to load up the link. So just give me a quick moment. Okay, and what's going to happen is that you will see a very, very interesting replay, okay, of Manners. So let me just, okay. So if you take a look at this, all right, what you will notice, okay, is that for every single okay, for every single prompt that you give Manus, okay, you will have all of those steps that I showed all of you just now. Okay, so you can see step one, step two, step three. These are all of the individual steps, okay, that you have just seen in the slides. And what's going to happen is that basically when you click on this button, right, you will see that, okay, it is actually conducting an actual search, okay, and it will then create a consolidated view of all of the research that he has done. Okay, you can use this for whatever purposes you want, and then following that, right, you can generate presentation slides, okay, and you can select, right, various presentation slide templates. Okay, so this is actually a very, very useful feature, okay, for generative AI, okay, and you can see that the final result is actually pretty impressive. So let me just go straight to the final result, and you can see, right, these are the slides, right, generated by Manus, and you can immediately tell, right, the differences between a basic deck of slides, okay, compared to what Manus is actually able to give you. And bear in mind, right, while you might be able to use a standard kind of slides GPT or any of those tools to create those tools require you to prepare the content beforehand and then carry the content over, okay, to those AI slide generation tools. Okay, so just bear in mind, right, what Manners is able to give you, what AI agents are actually able to give you, okay, is the ability to go from the initial business task, okay, the initial business task all the way straight to the deliverable. And once you are at the deliverable, okay, you will notice that you can download it in various formats. You can also, right, choose to convert to Google Slides, okay, save to your Google Drive, save to your OneDrive, okay, or you can even look at the code, okay, that was used to generate this deck of slides. Okay, so whichever kind of domain, right, you belong to, right, whichever kind of skill sets you have, right, you will find some value, okay, in whatever Manus is able to provide you. Okay, it is a very, very, very powerful tool. Okay, all right. So that is what we have at the moment. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, just give me a quick moment. Oops. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, what you will be able to see, okay, is the presentation slides, okay, and you will be able to get all of those presentation slides, okay, as right individual PPT files or VTX files or Google Slides files. Okay, now another demonstration that I can give all of you. Okay, this is another case study. Okay, in this case, we want to generate slides. For example, today you are Singapore Airlines. Okay, and you want to generate another deck. Okay, with information from 2024, 2025 sustainability report. Okay, so if this is your objective, okay, you want to be able to generate a deck of slides given some content, some original content, that is something you can do as well. Okay, feel free to scan the QR code on the bottom right hand corner, okay, to look at that particular replay. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you as well. Okay, and basically what we will be able to do. Okay, just give me a quick moment now. Okay, so let me just create this for all of you. Okay, and you can see for a fact over here, okay, that the replay actually gives you a breakdown of all of the individual steps, okay, that takes place together, okay, with your initial request. So if your initial request in this case, right, is you want to present your sustainability report, okay, for 2024 and 2025, okay, and what you want to do is to have your manners take inspiration, okay, from a certain deck of slides that you have prepared previously. Okay, this is something that you can do as well. So with that in mind, you can see that, okay, when Manners actually looks at this document, what it is able to do, okay, is to be able to create, okay, certain steps for itself. So you can see it will review the template sustainability report documents. Okay, it will extract key points and structure presentation content, prepare a detailed slide content outline, and finally generate the presentation slides. So this is a very, very powerful tool. Okay, you can see that we have broken down all of these things into their component steps. Okay, and Manus is able to handle all of those individual steps for you, given your initial request. Okay, so with that in mind, okay, hopefully you will be able to find something interesting, okay, in this particular example that we're providing you. Okay, but for now, okay, let's just give this Manners tool a shot. Okay, so for those of you who have already created a Manners account, okay, I'm going to walk you through the user interface, okay, and really just show you what you can do with this platform so that later on after the webinar, right, you will be able to then create your own presentation slides using your own Manners account. Okay, so with that, okay, I'm going to go to Manners, and this is the Manners website. So I hope all of you have managed to use our link, okay, to create an account that will give you additional credits. Okay, and if you don't have an account yet, okay, please feel free to use the link that we have just sent you in the YouTube live chat to actually create an account. Okay, and then once you create an account, you will receive additional bonus credits that you can then use for this small little hands-on section that we are doing all of you. Okay, so basically what you see on this page, okay, is the Manners user interface. Okay, and in this Manners user interface, you will notice that it looks very, very similar to ChatGPT. Okay, in the sense that, okay, for all of the chatbots that you have used previously, okay, regardless of whether it's Gemini, ChatGPT, Grok, whatever platforms you use, okay, you will see that all of them, almost all of them, will have a taskbar, okay, right in the middle. Okay, this is a taskbar that allows you to type in, right, anything you want, okay, anything you want to instruct your AI agent to do. So with that in mind, okay, we can put in any task that we want to perform. Okay, so in this case, let's say, right, we can create a 3 slide kind of introduction, okay, to maybe Singapore, okay, which is the example that we gave all of you just now. Okay, alternatively, okay, we can put in any type of kind of slide content you want to create. So for example, let's try this today together. Okay, so give me a let's say, slide introduction to Singapore's AI push. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, and what you will then be able to do is to hit send. Okay, and once you hit send, right, you will watch, okay, Manus leap into action and create those deck of slides for you. Okay, so without clicking on anything else, right, I'm gonna hit send. Okay, and with that, you can observe, right, Manus live in action, okay, creating all of the slides for you. And even before it creates the slides for you, you can see that it has already broken down all of the steps for us. Okay, it is able to go through this live, right? It can then decide on its own, right, that it needs to do some research, it needs to outline some key specifications, it needs to then draft the content for the presentation, then create the slides, then deliver the final presentation. And you can see that all of these things used to be defined by you yourself. Okay, you will have to decide, right, what is the content. You have to research your own content. Okay, you will have to maybe use AI to create the slides, okay, the slide content, to summarize the content, and then maybe bring it to another tool to create the slides itself, okay, with the designs. But now with one single tool, right, you are going to let Manus handle everything from the very start all the way to the very end. Okay, so this will take a few minutes because it is going to go through all of these websites in depth. Okay, but for now, right, we can let it run for a moment and you can see the various other features of Manus. Okay, so for example, in this case, you can click on this, right? View Manus's computer. And if you view Manus's computer, you can see for yourself, okay, what exactly Manus is doing, what kind of files it is looking at, okay, what kind of data it is processing. And right now, you can see it's already spending 1 minute 20 plus seconds, okay, and it's going through government files, okay, available on gov.sg, okay, and it's going through all of the different AI strategy documents and conducting all of this research for us, okay, without us having to define what, right, we want Manus to do. Okay, and this really once again is the power, okay, of having AI agents because we no longer need to describe the steps we want to go through. We will have AI agents, right, handle all of these things for us. Okay. Okay, so we will leave this up to run for a little bit. Okay, but for now, okay, in the example that we gave you initially, you will notice that in the final slide that Manus was able to generate, the design, right, is really inspired, okay, by the initial PDF document that you created. So if you want to watch the replay once again, feel free to scan the QR code at the bottom left, okay, and that will allow you, okay, to actually look at the replay yourself. Okay. All right. Okay, let's take a look at the hands-on. Okay, you can see that it's still thinking, right? And while it's thinking, okay, we can actually move on to just experiment with the other user interface elements of Manus. So you can see, right, I can freely jump between, okay, the different tasks that I have, okay, without Manus actually stopping any of the tasks. So if you recall, there will be situations if you're using other AI tools that if you jump to another page, okay, the process, right, whatever is being done in the current page will end. Okay, but this is not the case for Manus, right? Once you have, right, something running in the background, you can then freely move to any other page to explore any other features of Manus. So in this instance, okay, on this main page, okay, what I really want to draw your attention to are all of these fantastic buttons below. Okay, now in all of these buttons, you can see all the different things that you can do with Manus. Okay, we can start off with images, we can start off with slides, websites, spreadsheets, visualizations, etc. etc. You can even click on more and you can see all the additional things that you can do. For example, you can create audio for yourself. And what exactly is audio, right? You can create things like podcasts, Okay, so what I've done is I've automated right podcasts to be generated every morning, okay, giving me a summary of the latest news in the AI space. So that is something you can do with Manus. Okay, you can create videos as well. You can create websites, which we will show you in a little bit. Okay, all right. So now it's still taking its time to do its research. Okay, we'll come back and take a look at this later. Okay, so in the interest of time, I will just continue first. Oh, it's almost done already. Okay, so it's generating the three-slide presentation based on the drafted content. And I think what's very important is that as you look through, okay, all of the steps that it has taken, okay, you can see that it's scrolling down the different documents, okay, and then it has compiled, right, all of the details, okay, into a document for us. So this is its research step. Once it's able to compile all of the research, okay, you will notice that it can then generate the slide presentation, okay, and it's searching right on its own for images that we can use as well. All right, so with that, okay, as we continue, okay, it will generate the three-slide presentation, and once it's done, it will then be able to deliver the final presentation file to me. Okay, so we'll come back and take a look at this later. Okay, but for now, okay, as we move on, I just want to highlight, right, who exactly this benefits. So regardless of whether you are a consultant, a researcher, a teacher, a sales executive, whether you're a marketer, or any other job roles out there, okay, as long as you are dealing right with research, as long as you need to go to Google, you need to search for information, you need to create PowerPoint presentation slides, you need to do anything like that, okay, all of you will benefit from such an advancement in AI. Okay, this is basically an AI wave, right? That will be coming very, very soon to our shores. We are already seeing AI agents coming to the forefront for a lot of the platforms and tools that we use day to day. Okay, you will see AI agents coming into your Microsoft Windows. You will see AI agents coming into your Microsoft Office as well. Okay, and all of these are things that I guess all of you can expect, okay, to come to our shores very, very soon. Okay. All right. So in terms of concrete areas of application, so for example, today you are internal team, okay, you want to instantly generate on-brand slides, right, from team meetings, strategy reviews, okay, weekly updates. You will realize that you no longer need any manual formatting. You can do all of this instantaneously, right, with Manus. Right. Next thing, okay, for sales and marketing, okay, you can paste right your branding deck once, okay, and then you can generate all sorts of different slides. You can tailor your pitch decks according to different kind of customers. You can, create consulting and client services decks where you can turn research summaries or briefs into polished client-ready presentations. And then even if you're in an executive or leadership position, okay, you can summarize key insights and KPIs, okay, into clean, high-impact visual decks. Okay, so what I think this will save all of you is time, right? Really a lot of time. We have realized that most people spend 4 to 20 hours a week, okay, just on presentation slides alone. And with Manners, right, this time can really drop to just minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at our task. Okay, and you can see it is completed now. Okay, and it is completed now. We can take a look at the presentation slide, and these are really the three slides, okay, that I requested from Manners. And you can see it is in a very presentable state. Okay, we can take this today, right, and just present it to key stakeholders. Of course, if you want to any more information, all you have to do is to continue below and just tell Manners, can you please, all right, add in details on, okay, whatever you want. Okay, and in that case, Manus will be able to then conduct the research again, okay, and then add all of those information into this particular presentation slide. Okay. All right. So that's just a quick demonstration of what Manus will be able to do for you when it comes to presentations. And this is not it. All right. Once you go to the main page and you want to create brand new presentation slides, okay, you will realize that you have many themes and many templates to select from. Okay, and this is once again something that I think a lot of our students were very, very impressed with. You can see that there are many kind of templates. You can import your own template, right? You can show right more templates, okay, over here. Okay, and you can see you really have a lot of different templates that you can choose from. Okay, so feel free to visit Manners. Okay, and when you're on Manners webpage, right, you can click on slides at the bottom. And once you click on slides, right, you will see a lot of different templates that you can choose from. Okay. Right, so that is the first demonstration that we wanted to give all of you. Okay, hopefully you found this very impressive. Okay, and if you want to see all of the files that were being used for this task, okay, you can see it over here. Right, these are the slide content. Okay, and this right was the report that you actually referenced. Okay, can. All right, so that's just a quick intro. Okay, for the areas of application. Okay, now we will move on to the second task. Okay, the second task is actually very interesting as well. So I think today, regardless of which company you are in, you will always want to perform some form of comparison with your competitors. Okay, so today, let's say Heicoders, we want to pitch right generative AI training to 30 companies in Singapore. How can we actually do that? So you can see that in this case, okay, if you try to do the same thing with ChatGPT, right? For example, you have an image, okay, you have an image, and then you try to ask ChatGPT to perform research on all of these different companies. Okay, ChatGPT will be able to give you some very high-level research. Okay, it will go through some of these companies. It will give you some high-level details, okay, of what these companies are actually doing. But this is really the most that ChatGPT will be able to give you. Okay, so what Manus will be able to do, okay, is it will be able to split it up, okay, into different types, okay, of research, several parallel lanes of research. And if you can scan this QR code at the bottom right to view the replay, okay, I will show this to all of you as well. Okay, you will be able to notice that it has a research step on its own, okay, where it breaks down a problem into individual steps and really is able to go into individual companies, okay, and really look up their information. Okay, so this is a feature called white research. Okay, as you can see on this screen over here, okay, it is able to conduct a very detailed research task, okay, on each of the companies over here. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna load this up, okay, on my browser, okay, to show all of you. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let me just grab the URL, okay, and I will show it to all of you. Okay, so basically, okay, this is the replay. Okay, and in this replay that I'm showing all of you, okay, you can see that we are able to perform research on 30 companies all at one go. Okay, and you will have a look at the response later. Okay, and with the response, okay, you can see that it is actually very, very detailed. So this is a CSV file, okay, on what right Manus has actually managed to collate, okay, for all of the companies out there. Okay, and if you want to see the individual kind of research being done on each of the companies, okay, feel free to visit the replay, click on this preview button, okay, under the white research, and you can see that right all of these things, okay, are what, okay, Manus is able to do for you. So we have our AI stance, okay, what is the stance, right, of each of these companies, okay, what are the key AI initiatives for each of these companies out there, okay, and it does so quickly, okay, that you cover a wide range of companies, a wide range of competitors, right, in this case, okay, or even a wide range of potential companies you want to pitch to, okay, do this very, very quickly, okay, and once that is done, right, okay, you can see that you can also collate all the industry contexts, opportunities and challenges, right, and it gives you all of the sources as well. And once this is done, okay, what's going to happen is that at the very end, okay, you can see the pitch strategy for each of the companies. So today, okay, if Heicoders wants to pitch, okay, to Attendees REIT, okay, to promote our generative AI course, right, you can see that the entire pitch, okay, over here, okay, is based on the information that Manus has collated, okay, for each of these companies. All right, and it's really very, very transformative because what you will realize is that based on public information, okay, those are things that you would previously have to check individually. You will have to go to each of their websites, okay, each of their reports, and just to look at all of the different sources and collate your own information, then customize the pitch for this company. Okay, but for now, right, with Manus, okay, with tools like AI agents at your disposal, you will be able to just delegate this to your AI agent. Your AI agent will determine for itself, okay, what needs to be done. It will then look up all of these companies in parallel, and then generate customized features for each of these companies based on what it has gathered. Okay, and you can see, right, based on what he has gathered, he has given you a summary over here. Okay, what's the current AI stance? Okay, what are their current key AI initiatives? These are real things, by the way. Okay, this is not fictitious. Okay, and really, you can use this for your pitch. Okay, so hopefully you are now aware, okay, that these kind of tools can exist, okay, and can save you a lot of time down the line, right? Ultimately what we have, okay, in this case is an expert researcher at your disposal. Okay, you can use this tool, right, conduct a research on any company that you want. Okay, it will, for example, in this case, give you all of the research which you can download in a CSV file. Okay, and it will, right, customize the pitch for you. Okay, so feel free to once again take a look at this replay. When you open a replay, you can download any of the files, okay, just for your own reference as well. So you can download as a PDF, you can download as a document file, you can download as a markdown, you can download and save to Google Drive, etc. Okay, so feel free to just take a look at some of the examples that we have prepared for you over here. Okay, and hopefully you will glean some insights, okay, on what Manus is able to do for you. Okay, okay. So once that is done, okay, now we move on, right, to the next example. Okay, so basically, okay, just to highlight one last thing before I move on. Um, Today's LLMs, right? Okay, let's say you're using ChatGPT, etc. They generally will think in a very, very straight line. Okay, so most large language models, right, like ChatGPT or Claude, they typically think linearly. Okay, they think one thing at a time. Okay, they process and predict one word at a time. So while they are great, okay, at deep thinking, okay, they are slow at researching very, very widely. Let's say you need them to go through multiple sources. Okay, it will go through one by one by one by one. Okay, and that's hopefully where you can see Manus will differ in approach. Your AI agents can differ in approach. For AI agents, you can duplicate the AI agents. Okay, and with these multiple duplicated AI agents, right, you will conduct all of your research in parallel, all at one go. Okay, and you basically see that your response is a lot more accurate. Okay, your response will come a lot faster as well. Okay, and then next thing is, for example, you have to deal with your normal large language models making things up or forgetting things as they go. Okay, but more importantly, I think when we are using AI agents, okay, you can see mark the benefits, okay, to all of the workflows, okay, that you have, especially, okay, if you need to do multiple things in parallel. All right. Okay, so that's the next thing I want to cover. Okay, now the third task, okay, is basically to create and deploy a fully featured website for a tuition agency. Now, what exactly does this mean? Okay, so let's say today I present you with a scenario. Okay, let's say, okay, I am a tuition teacher. All right, I want to give, okay, my students a video to watch. So let's say they are learning integration, okay, and they have to watch this particular video. So when I give my students this video, what is the way I can use to assess, right, whether they have managed to learn, okay, everything inside this video? Typically, what me as a tuition teacher will have to do, okay, is to create some quiz, okay, and then administer the quiz and basically check, right, whether the students have learned, okay, whatever they were supposed to learn from the video. So this is definitely a very slow process. It is a process that will take a lot of time and requires a lot of effort, okay, to get right. So in this case, okay, what you can do, okay, of course, is to dedicate it to your AI agents. All right. So here's an example. Feel free to scan this QR code on the bottom left for a quick replay. Okay. But what you will notice, okay, is that sorry, I shouldn't be playing this. Okay, but what you will notice is that Manus will be able to go through the YouTube video for you. It will be able to create the quiz questions for you. It will then be able to create, okay, a website, okay, containing those quiz questions. And finally, it is able to take that website and put it online so that all of your students can come in and test their own knowledge. Okay, so from the first step all the way to the fourth step that I've just described, right? All of these things can be handled automatically by Manus, okay, without your manual involvement. Okay, and right now, okay, let me just show you a very quick demo. Okay, so with this in mind, okay, I am going to load up, okay, the web page. Okay, and in this web page that you can see, once again, it is a replay. okay, of what Manus has done, okay, for this particular task, you can see that all you are providing, okay, is the YouTube video. Okay, when you provide the YouTube video, okay, you can see that Manus once again, right, always decides for itself what are the individual steps that needs to be done. And in this case, right, you can see that it's able to extract, analyze video content. Okay, it can then take the content, it compiles it right into this particular file. Okay, and once it compiles this into this particular file, it will then take that file, it will design MCQ questions, right, based on that content. Following that, okay, it will then take the MCQ questions, it will create a web page. Once it creates a web page, it will implement, okay, the quiz interface on the web page itself, right? And finally, okay, you can then, right, deploy the web page, okay, which you can access by clicking this link over here, okay. But more importantly, right, I'm a software engineer, okay, and what I found very interesting, okay, when I first encountered this, okay, was this portion. Okay, so traditionally, when AI tools actually create websites, right, you will notice that there is a lot of issues with websites that AI has created. There will be bugs, there will be weird user interface elements that shouldn't be present. Okay, there will be glitches. Okay, there will be some features that don't actually work right from the get-go. Okay, but the AI itself, because when they are creating the code, okay, it's probabilistic, so they just create the code for you and they just leave it as it is. But for AI agents, what's very interesting is that it can actually attempt to test, okay, the website that you're creating as well. So what do I mean by that? Okay, when it's testing the website, okay, it will actually create its own test cases. Okay, it will make sure that the website can run properly. Okay, the buttons can be clicked. Okay, all of these things are actually handled automatically by your AI agent to test, okay, the website that it created. So it not just creates the website for you, it also then takes the extra step to test it for you to make sure everything works before they give you the website. Okay, and once this process is done, right, you can visit this website, okay, and you can see that it is actually a very, very polished website, okay, with a quiz, okay, that you can then, for example, start, okay, and you can start answering, okay, any of these questions, okay, that we have over here. Okay, so I can't remember any of this anymore. Okay, but for those of you who are more in tune, okay, with your integration, differentiation, etc., feel free to attempt this quiz, okay, and see if you can remember most of what they're asking over here. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, okay, back to the original topic. If you are a tuition teacher, okay, if you are if you own a certain process in your company, okay, regardless of who you are, okay, you will definitely find a use case, okay, for this feature on Manus, okay, whereby what you are going to be able to do, okay, is to describe the problem that you have, and Manus will then be able to break it down into steps. It will then be able to create that particular website for you. Okay, and this feature, right, since the first time I've used Manus, has improved significantly. Okay, so I'm going to show you over the next few examples what kind of interesting use cases, okay, you can use for Manus, okay, and the creation of websites. Okay, so the first example, right, is your integrals, okay, which I've just showed all of you. Next, okay, we can also have our data analytics with backend. Okay, so let's say you want a live market dashboard with a cryptocurrency tracker. Okay, so what you can do is there's this link, right, or you can watch the replay on the bottom left. Okay, what I'm going to show you is really just the final web page, okay, that was being created. Okay, and you can see for yourself, okay, that in this web page, okay, it will fetch live data, okay, from cryptocurrency markets. And then what it will then be able to do, okay, is to give you those market data visualized. Okay, so let me just refresh the page just to make sure it works. Okay, so it might be taking a while to fetch content from the API. Okay, but once that process is done, okay, maybe you can try this later. What's going to happen is that you can see a live dashboard, okay, and then you will be able to key in, right? Let's say your own cryptocurrency and the kind of price that you put in, and you will get a very good calculation. Okay, so here we go. All right, you can see that the top movers, top gainers, top losers, etc. Okay, all of these, right, are, right, the different stocks, and these are live prices. Okay, so recently the market hasn't been doing too well. Okay, so you will see a lot more rate. Okay, but generally, okay, you can actually then proceed, okay, to log in, right? You can create login functionalities. Okay, and then once that is done, okay, once you're logged in, okay, you should be able to then key in, right, your own portfolio details. Okay, and in these portfolio details you can add, right, your first holding. Okay, let's say add an asset. Let's say I bought Bitcoin. Okay, I bought one Bitcoin because I'm rich. Okay, and then I will buy it at an average buy price. Currently Bitcoin is 100. Okay, so I buy 150. Okay, so let me add the portfolio. Okay, so right, in this case, okay, my average buy price is 150. Okay, the current price is 105,177. So you can see your entire profit margin, your wins and losses, okay, what's the current value, etc. And all of these things are just bear in mind. Okay, used to take developers many, many days, okay, just to be able to code out. And right now, you, right, regardless of whether you have technical experience or not, you are able to create something like this for yourself. Okay, and if you want to see how that is done, okay, the replay is actually given to you once again at the bottom left hand corner of the presentation slide. Okay, so you can take a look at this replay, scan this QR code, see how this was created. Okay, and you will realize that it's not difficult, okay, to create a fully fledged website like that. And more importantly, right, as developers, we will see this as web pages with CRUD functionalities: create, read, update, delete. Okay, so in this case, okay, you can create new entries, you can update entries, okay, you can delete the entries as well. Okay, so this is a fully fledged web application. Okay, it's no longer just having AI create one single page, okay, with a single user element. To enable this kind of functionalities, right, it's not just the single HTML or CSS page anymore. Okay, it will involve some form of a backend, some database, okay, some ability, right, to manage, okay, backend server infrastructure. Okay, and in this case, Manus has grown, okay, to be this tool that allows you to create a fully fledged web application that even allows you to log in, okay, to manage, okay, your entire portfolio details. Okay, so you can also do the same thing, right, for whatever process you own in your respective companies. Okay. Okay. Okay, as I like to say in my J100 classes, okay, generally, these are fantastic, right? Fantastic, right, for proof of concepts. And eventually, right, we can see all of these tools, right, eventually moving towards, okay, being deployable, okay, and being something that you can use, okay, for, even for your own businesses as well. All right. Okay. So hopefully you find this interesting. Okay. Then right now, okay, you can feel free to log in as well, and then you can add your own holdings. Okay, you can do whatever you want. Okay. Based on right this user interface. It's not perfect. Okay, but of course, this is just the first cut. What you can then do is you can slowly improve on it. Okay, and if you just take a look at the replay itself, which I'm going to open right now. Okay, so in this replay, okay, you should be able to see the full replay, okay, of the crypto and stock market tracker. I think what's very helpful with the replays is that you can see how other people are actually doing and creating their web pages. And to me, the easiest way to learn is always to copy. Okay, you copy how other people do things. You copy, right, the workflow, okay, that is being adopted by others. And over time, right, you will realize what are the best practices, and you can adopt it for your own workflows as well. So as we take a look at this particular replay, okay, you can see that, right, it is able to create project plans, create a database schema. Okay, this is for the backend, right? And then what's going to happen next is that we can create, right, all sorts of different things, such as the user interface, right, with real-time charts and visualizations. Okay, I won't click into each of these, but if you have the time after this webinar, feel free to click on each of them. They are actually very interesting. They run, okay, code, okay, that will build out all of the features. Okay, as a software engineer, I see this, I'm like, wow, okay, this used to require me to take at least maybe half an hour, okay, just to type, right, a lot of these files and the skeleton out. Okay, AI can do so in 10 seconds. All right, so you can see these are your code available to you, your React code. Okay, and as you move on, okay, you can see that it is able to add all of these individual features, okay, into your web page that you create. Okay, finally, I think what's very, very impressive about Manus is that you can not only create, okay, your web pages, you can also deploy it, so that anyone can come and use your web page. Okay, anyone can take your web page and then work with it or do things on it. Okay, so it's a feature that is advancing very, very rapidly. I'll highly encourage all of you to use the credits, okay, that we'll be giving you and we have given you as well at the start, okay, to try out, right, some of these kind of key features. Okay, it's no longer once again just about the front end. Okay, it's no longer just about having a page that looks pretty. Okay, now, right, we have AI that can generate the backend as well, therefore creating a fully featured web application, okay, where you have login functionalities and you can track portfolio based on people's accounts. All right. Okay. So that is a demonstration, okay, of the stock market intelligence dashboard. Okay, and of course we have a few other examples as well, such as an invoice generator. Okay, we also have a website, okay, that can feature a large language model. All right, so you can really build whatever you want. I always like to say that your imagination is the limit. You can do right whatever you can think of using AI nowadays, and specifically if you were to use Manus, right, you'll realize that your ability to create websites skyrockets. Okay. The very last one, okay, is what I want to show all of you as well, right? This is a bouquet designer. Okay, so let's say today you are interested in buying flowers. Okay, so basically what you can do is this, right? Let me just grab the URL and I'm going to showcase it to all of you. Okay, so with Manus, okay, this is entirely built with Manus. Okay, you can have, right, let's say you are selling some products today. Okay, you can have a web page, okay, that allows you and your customers, right, specifically, to specify, right, any kind of bouquet, okay, that they want. Okay, and basically those are things that you can, right, add, right, to a cart. Okay, and I'll let Natalie later speak about further future integrations, okay, with Manus. But you will see that you can integrate payment systems, you can integrate a lot of things into web pages built using Manus. Okay, and with that, right, you can realize that hey, I might no longer need, right, a direct, say, a Shopify integration or all of these things. Okay, you can build a web page using Manus, integrate it straight, right, with a payment system, and that basically is your online shopfront. Okay, and these are really recent developments, okay, in Manus, and it's very impressive to see, okay, how they keep on pushing, right, the boundaries, okay, of what AI is able to do, especially for a non-technical audience. Okay, and all of you, right, will be able to do this today. You will be able to use Manus to create a website, okay, and not just a website that looks good, but also a website with a proper functioning backend system, okay, that will allow you to purchase, right, anything that you want, okay, or even create a shop front, okay, to let other people purchase, okay, things from your store. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show all of you. And then this is really a very, very impressive web page. Okay, all of these things, yeah, this is the actual shop front. Okay, and you can see for the designer, right, this is how, right, you are able to design, okay, all of these different bouquets, okay, for your loved ones. All right, okay, so that is basically our web page feature. Okay, you can create web pages using Manus once again, right, on the homepage. So basically, right, on the homepage itself, okay, if I were to go to any of the homepage, let's say over here, okay, if I go to the homepage, okay, you can create web pages by selecting website. Okay, and then once you select website, if you click on website, you will be able to see, right, a lot of the different templates available for you to choose from. Okay, I've seen this refresh before, right? They are very, very powerful templates, okay, that can create all sorts of different websites for yourself. And this is if, right, for example, today, you definitely, I think everyone will have your own preferences. You will have your own thoughts about which template looks good, which template is something you will not want. Okay, so to guide AI and guide your AI agent in the right direction, okay, what you can do is to select your preferences. So for example, I like, okay, a brighter kind of template, okay, for my event. Let's say for the webinar today. Okay, what I can do is I can just select this template. Okay, I can go up. I can tell, right, Manus, okay, create a website, okay, for, let's say, a webinar on AI, okay, that, let's say, Heicoders Academy, right, is hosting. All right, so with this, okay, create website for webinar AI that Heicoders Academy is hosting, you can provide all sorts of different content, Okay, for example, let me give you an example. So we have an official link, okay, to our event today, and that's on the Luma webpage. Okay, so you can provide that particular Luma link. Okay, you can also provide any link, right, that you think is relevant. So in this case, let's say I think Heicoders website is relevant. So I can put Heicoders website, HeicodersAcademy.com. All right. So with that, okay, I can just hit on send. Okay, and that will allow Manus to just take all of these links. It will decide for itself, right, whether these are the links that it needs to visit. Okay, it will decide for itself, what are the subsequent steps that needs to be done after visiting the links. And once that's done, right, you can see, okay, you will then be able to continue. But now, okay, we have a very interesting use case over here. So it says waiting for user response. Okay, and let's take a look. Okay, so right now it's waiting for user. Let me just see what's going on. Okay, hang on. Okay, it's building. Right, it's building. Okay, so this one will take a while. Okay, if there's a chance later, I will show it to all of you. Okay, but at this juncture, okay, hopefully all of you will be able to see how a website can easily be created. Okay, using just Manus and all of his toolkits. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to move on first. Okay, so those are three very, very common workflows that we have seen a lot of companies kind of request their employees to do. Whether it's slide generation, whether it's research into your competitors, or whether it's even creating websites. Okay, hopefully through these three examples, you can see the power of AI agents today. Right, AI agents are going to go way beyond what your normal chatbots are able to do. Okay, a few years ago, right, when ChatGPT was launched, that was the transformative product. That was a major transformation in all of the industries that we see. Okay, but now what is coming up on our shores very, very soon is this thing called AI agents, of which Manus is one of them. Okay, Manus will be able to replace a lot of the lower level tasks, okay, and even some of the higher level ones, okay, that you might need to do in the future. You will realize that what you can focus on, okay, is specifying the high level objective, and you let your AI agent, specifically in this case Manus, okay, handle all of the lower level thinking process, the grunt work, okay, all of the things, right, that a typical kind of BA intern will do, right? Those are things that Manus can actually do very, very, very well. Okay, so hopefully this is okay for everybody. All right, now I'm gonna move on to quality of life features. Okay, so for quality of life features, okay, what we can see, okay, are a few features over here. Number one, okay, there is this thing called mail manners. Okay, now for mail manners, okay, we can craft a response to an email, okay, requesting for a quotation. Now let me give you a demonstration. But before that, okay, the problem that is commonly encountered, okay, by I think a lot of you out there, right, is that your inbox gets flooded very easily. Okay, mails will arrive, you'll be CC'd into everything. Okay, when you open one tab, okay, then by the time you solve one email, right, another five have come in. Okay, so inbox becomes a task funnel. Everyone is requesting for things to be done via email. Okay, that's the first problem that a lot of people are facing. Second thing a lot of people are facing are the hidden works, actually stay hidden, right? So a lot of important things are actually hidden in your email. Okay, they are buried in very long threads, very long conversations. Okay, and without any sort of automation in your inbox, right, it's going to be very, very hard to manage, as I'm sure a lot of you would have experienced, and you'll probably come up with your own system, right, to manage your emails over time. Okay, and then finally, I think what's very common as well is that routine tasks eat your attention. Okay, I will go through this again later on in the next example, but you will see that for routine tasks, generally you will notice that for your day-to-day work, okay, there will be a lot of things that you need to do, let's say every day or maybe every few hours. Okay, maybe if it's good enough, it's every week. Okay, but generally that's the cadence. You will have things you need to do regularly, all right, manually on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so all of these tasks actually, when you have repetitive tasks, that's what I always say is something that is waiting to be automated. All right, and for now, okay, let's say we have an email example. Okay, what you can do is you can actually send emails to Manus. okay, just right with a private URL. So in this case, right, once you have your Manus account, okay, you can start mailing to Manus. Meaning, right, today, if you receive a quotation request, okay, in this case, we have a simulated quotation request. Okay, what you can do is you can just forward this email, okay, just forward this email to Manus and let Manus handle the entire quotation. Okay, so when you forward over to Manus, what's going to be sent over, okay, will be the full details of the email, including any attachments, right, including anything, right, that's contained in that email thread. Okay, and Manus will have the full context, right, to be able to, generate, okay, and craft things out for you. Okay, so on the right hand side, what you see is a screenshot, okay, of the workflow run, okay, that Manus went through. Okay, so by just forwarding the email, okay, to Manus, you will see that you are able to trigger Manus into creating, okay, a response and potentially a quotation for you as well. So once again, on the bottom left hand side, right, we have a replay, okay, for all of you. Feel free to take a look at this replay. Okay, I will show you this replay right now as well. Okay, so over here, if I go to a replay, okay, you can see that this was actually sent via an email, okay, and the email, you can see it over here. Okay, so this was the email that was forwarded over, okay, from your account to Manus. Okay, and what this will do is it will trigger your AI agent. Okay, it will get Manus to start work on replying to your email. Okay, so you can see that it decided for itself once again, right, what are the different steps that needs to be done. So you can read and analyze the email, study requirements, draft a proposal, and then finally deliver the proposal to the user. And once again, I can't stress this enough, what makes an AI agent special and what is going to differentiate AI agents from your chatbots in the future, okay, is its ability to reason for itself and decide what needs to be done. It can do this automatically, and you will realize that this will actually save you a lot of time because you no longer need to manually define, right, what are the individual steps. All you need to do is to define a high level goal, okay, what is your final objective, okay, and you let the AI agent kind of decide what are the incremental steps needed to achieve this final objective that you have set. Okay, and that is ultimately the special part, okay, about your AI agents. Okay, and once that's done, right, you can see, okay, let's say today you receive a quotation request from MinDev. You want to create a proposal. Okay, just forward the email over to Manus. And what's going to happen is that we will have a proposal over here. And what you can see is, it's a pretty decent proposal. Okay, and it will give you all of the different details that you might need. Okay, just based on what Manus knows about you. Okay, so generally, right, you will see a lot of quality of life improvements from all of these features, okay, because I no longer need to copy and paste, okay, because ultimately your tasks will still come from emails. That is a fact, okay. We can't change anything about that, right? But what you can change is your own workflow after you receive the email. So when you receive the email, okay, instead of having to manually copy and paste, okay, this thing into ChatGPT and then slowly craft your response from there, what you can do is just take the email, forward to Manus, and let Manus handle everything. Okay, eventually, right, if you link your email account to Manus, it might be able to send out, okay, the email for you automatically, okay, and it will just reply all of those emails for you. Okay, but of course, right, we will decide whether you want to do that. Okay, but at the very least, it will be able to create all of these things for you. Okay, so once that is okay, all right, have fun, right? Take a look at some of these examples that we prepared for all of you. Okay, and I think another very important quality of life feature, okay, is like I said, routine task. Okay, so for routine task, right, I think you will hopefully realize that a lot of tasks that you do day to day are actually very routine. Okay, maybe you need to check a certain report every day. Maybe you need to check, all right, a certain kind of line item, right? Every day, prepare a certain update and then send an email out. Okay, or maybe you are in charge of sending reminder emails, okay, to everybody in your team. Okay, and this happens maybe every week, okay, or every day, right? So all of these things, right, are basically things that you have to do routinely. And I always like to tell my students that anything that's routine, right, okay, is typically something that you should automate, right? Because it's gonna eat at your attention, right? It's gonna waste maybe a third of your day, okay, just doing the same repetitive task. And we have had students who have tried Manus, okay, and they were really impressed by it because ultimately what happens is that you can use Manus to automate all of these routine tasks. So with some of the examples that I've shown you just now, Manus is actually able to access some of these websites. Okay, it is able to log in on your behalf, okay, which I will show you later if there's time. Okay, and then it will be able to grab reports from your accounts, okay, and consolidate them for you. And basically, you can instruct Manus to do whatever you want after that. For example, I had a student who had to compile shipping logs, okay, every day at 8 a.m. So what has to happen is that this student had to log into a portal, okay, and download a certain PDF file. So this PDF file will have to be downloaded manually one by one because there's no feature to allow you to download everything at one go. So why not, right? We just use Manus, we just use our AI agents. We instruct our AI agents to go to this portal, right, log in on your behalf, okay, and download all of these files automatically for you and compile it. Okay, that itself will save you maybe an hour of your time just manually, mindlessly downloading PDF documents when you can just outsource this to an AI agent to do the same things for you. Okay, and really, that is what differentiates an AI agent once again from your chatbot. You can never ever do this with a chatbot. Okay, your chatbot is just a response machine. You ask the question, they give you an answer, and that's about it. But AI agents are here, okay, if you want to get things done. Okay, if you want to get things done, right, you can just provide the instructions to your AI agent, and your AI agent will do its best to break down the component steps and execute, right, all of those tasks, okay, to the best of its ability. All right, okay, so in terms of routine tasks, okay, let's say you need to do a daily competitor research. Okay, what you can do is you can just schedule it, right? To schedule it, right, you just need to put in, the request inside the main prompt box, okay, and you will be able to just specify what exactly you want to do. Okay, so in terms of this replay, let me just show you. What's going to happen is this. Okay, so let me just grab this out. Okay, so in this replay, what you will see is a task that actually runs daily. Okay, and you will see that it's able to look through all sorts of different web pages. For example, okay, what's very interesting is this. Okay, you can see that it's able to scroll through, okay, actual kind of web pages. Okay, it's able to scroll through actual web pages, and it can then handle, right, the research and the crawling, okay, of all of these individual social media accounts, okay, for your competitors, and it will be able to compile all of these things automatically for you. All right, and this can be automated daily, right? So for example, today you're in charge of marketing. Okay, you're in charge of social media in your company. You want to know what your competitors are doing, and you just want a summary, okay, of what they are doing day to day, okay, without having to really go into their social media account and then slowly copy and pasting all of the individual posts. Right, when you have routine work like that, the best option, right, is always to outsource it to an AI agent. Okay, so hopefully you can see right now, okay, where AI agent can come in to help you. Okay, AI agents are really here to help you with all of the mundane work, right? It's here to help you, okay, even overcome your own technical abilities, okay, and create, web pages, create reports, okay, that would otherwise require a lot more time for you to complete. All right, okay. So that's the daily competitor research, okay. And then basically, you can also then use real browsers as I've shown you just now. Okay, for the real browsers, okay, you can see that for example, what you can do is in this case, let's say you want your AI agent to look for different LinkedIn profiles, okay, to invite let's say prominent AI individuals to feature, okay, in our webinar today. If you want to do that, right, you can get Manus to do so by looking through all the different LinkedIn profiles. Now, but for those of you who have actually tried LinkedIn before, okay, have you ever tried to visit someone else's profile page and then you get this icon or this particular pop-up that says please log in? Okay, I'm not sure if any of you have actually encountered that before. Or today, if you have, let's say, a Financial Times kind of subscription, you have some subscription to any web page that's a paywall. Okay, how do you actually go in? Right, you have to visit a web page, you have to log in with your account, okay, and then you will then be able to secure access, okay, to all of this content behind the paywall. So that actually has manual involvement, manual steps involved. Now, what Manus can do for you, okay, is something a bit different, right? It will allow you to log into those accounts via the computer that Manus actually uses. So on any of the kind of pages, okay, that Manus needs to visit, Okay, for example, let me just see if the web page example is ready. Okay. Okay, not at the moment. Okay, but anyways, no worries. Right. So for example, this one over here. Okay. What you will typically see, okay, is that you will have, let's say, a take control button. Okay, take control button. You can just click on the take control button, and then what you can then do is you can select, okay, which account you want to log into. And once you log in, right, basically you can let Manus assume your identity, browse the website as you, okay, and be able to crawl through all sorts of different content, okay, just directly, okay, using your profile. Okay, of course, you will want to make sure you do this responsibly. Okay, but that being said, for like non-sensitive kind of stuff, like for example, you want to collate all the news, all the latest news articles, let's say from Straits Times or from Financial Times or from any other kind of web pages with a paywall. What you can do is really just log in, right, to those news articles, those news platforms, okay, and let Manus, right, crawl through the content for you automatically, okay, and you will be able to scroll, you will be able to click, you will be able to do anything, right, for you, okay, and compile everything nicely for you. Okay, so this is what AI agents once again are able to do for you, okay, without you having to rely on ChatGPT, which probably can't even access any of these platforms, okay, because they simply won't allow you to provide the access. Okay, so that's what my previous student was able to do, log into his own kind of platform, okay, to download all of those PDF files, okay, and all of those things will be compiled automatically for you. Can? Okay, so yeah, that's really some of the quality of life features that Manus is able to give you as well. All right, and it really kind of complements its entire set of features very, very, very well. Okay, so now, okay, enough of me talking, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to Natalie and Ellen, right? They are from Manus AI. Okay, they will be able to share a lot more with you, okay, on the future of AI with Manus. Okay, and I really look forward to their sharing. Okay, so let's invite them on screen right now. Okay, and yeah, Natalie and Ellen.
Hello, thanks, Siang. Yeah. Maybe I'll let
Hello.
Natalie. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Maybe Natalie, you can also go turn on your video.
Everybody.
Hi, Natalie.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, so I think for my portion of the sharing, I'll be talking a little bit about our model context protocol calls that we can make with Manus. Basically, a simple way to understand what this is that how you can connect your existing tools to Manus and kind of like use them in conjunction with Manus. So you can kind of think of it like in like a non-technical way, almost like integrating the tools that you already very familiar with, and now Manus can kind of like work together with it. So some examples would be if we move on to the next slide, you can see that we have quite a few examples here. PayPal is one of them, but the use cases that we'll be sharing today are a little bit more targeted to some of like the tools that you would use in say your daily work. And we've chosen Notion primarily to showcase because it's one of the ones that we've gotten the most feedback on, and we also have a close relationship with everybody there. So it's some of the stronger cases. So if we move on to the next slide, you can see over here that we have a few cases that people have, some of our users have asked us repeatedly about, and we're happy to say that we've managed to kind of find a real world use case of social media automation, meaning that Manus creates the content and you can automate the posting through other AI tools and also the integration with Manus. So for some context over here, there are like Manus cannot upload your social media content directly from Manus itself at this moment. But we do offer integrations with other tools such as make.com. So you can think of that as like your automation sort of like software that has been around for a long time that allows Manus to kind of like do this for you. So I've done a very simple sort of like workflow over here. to show you how it works. So in this case, for this particular case, Manus was able to generate 30 posts, including text and images. It is then stored in a Notion database, and the publishing is then automated. So this is just a workflow. For the next slide, I have attached screenshots and kind of like this is what the Notion dashboard will look like. So just dragging it through like that, you can see that for this user, they wanted RedNote to post on RedNote, Instagram, and I think TikTok. So the case that was successful was the one on Instagram, and they ran their case with make.com after that. So what you see over here is Manus kind of like automating the end-to-end process, including the image generation part. So yeah, this is one way you can configure Manus. Yeah, for the next slide, you have supplier sourcing and outreach. So this is actually my personal use case because I bring in I do a little bit of like e-commerce stuff on the side. So for this case, we used Manus to do a wide research search. What this means is deploying, in this case, 30 sub agents to kind of do research across different suppliers. And Manus has this capability called wide research, and it's able to kind of do a wide search across different domains. So in this case, it searched e-commerce, what do you call that, suppliers for journals and notebooks as I was looking for them. And for it managed to kind of like link it to Notion, which that is the connector, and put it in a Notion database for me. So how I use this Notion database would be to kind of keep track and track which suppliers I have reached out to and which I would want to continue working with, or do I want to proceed with the partnership or things like that. Manus also, without me prompting, created an email draft template because it knew that, okay, she's going to reach out to these suppliers. And once I have this database, I can ask Manus again to look at this database, look for the suppliers that I've marked that I want to contact, and it will automatically draw the email of the supplier and draft this email for me. I can later choose to send it or save it as a draft. So this is another case where you see the automation taking place, where it's really just Manus being able to kind of like read your Notion database, create a database for you, and then automate the process of mass sending emails. Because in this case, there are like 30 suppliers that I could reach out to, and Manus basically cut that time down in like half. So yeah, that's another way that we use the connector. So in this case, Notion and Gmail would also be a connector. Yeah. So next slide. Yeah. And now on to Alan.
Yeah, so for this one, we just want to share a little bit about our future roadmap. So there are four pillars that we're working on, at least for the next the rest of the year. One is that we will be optimizing the speed and also the cost. So with our latest 1.5 version release, is already focus a lot on like quality improvement, particular on like websites and also slides. And we're also bringing the cost down by working closely with all these LLM vendors. Secondly is we're working on something called proactive. So right now you still have the prompt and like sort of trigger Manus to do certain tasks, right? But actually over time, Manus would actually learn a lot about your preferences, your knowledge, and all the context that you provide based on the connectors, right? So that's why we are also working on something called proactive that will literally proactively takes initiative based on Manus' understanding of yourself. And then thirdly is the researched capabilities. So yeah, as Natalie mentioned, like we have this distinctive wide research that is unique like in the market. So we are gonna further improve it so you can enjoy the enhanced research capabilities of Manus. And then lastly is the collaboration with Microsoft, in particular, enabling Windows and Android operation in the sandbox environment. So right now, if you look at our task, our sections, right, on the right-hand side is run on Linux sandbox. So going forward, we'll also work with like Windows and Android so that you can actually use Manus agent to operate some of those Windows and Android apps. Yeah, so this is on high level the future roadmap that we're working on. And because of the web development feature that we recently released with Manus 1.5, therefore we're actually having this 1 trillion tokens campaign. So like you can build a website, like fully functional website with like user logins, backends, and all these AI capabilities with Manus. And you can tag us with these hashtags on social media, and you'll be able to, if selected, right, you'll be able to award it 100,000 credits if your use case is featured.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Alan and Natalie, for your sharing. Okay, so Alan and Natalie are both from Manus, right? They have been we really thank them for their support of Heicoders. And I think for our course, okay, whatever we've covered, right, is really what we also cover with a lot of our J100 alumni. So if you are interested in learning more about generative AI, going beyond ChatGPT, learning about how we can use large language models, how can we apply, right, all of these large language models in our day-to-day work, how can we infuse, right, AI agents, right, into the things that we do, ultimately to achieve some automation and productivity, right? Feel free to consider taking our J100 course. It's really, you can look at the reviews, okay? It is very, very impactful. It is really a course that will allow you to learn about the ins and outs of generative AI, where we go way beyond ChatGPT. We introduce Manus in greater detail to all of you, okay? And also we touch on practical AI governance stuff as well, okay? It's also subsidies eligible. So if you're a Singaporean, right, you can also scan this QR code that you see over here, right, to be brought to our main page. Okay, right. We will be hanging around after this in the chat. If you have any questions on this, feel free to let us know. Okay. But if not, okay. So here's the thing, right? On the left hand side, okay, can I get all of you to scan this QR code on the left, okay, to receive additional Manus credits for all of you to try out, okay? And if you did enjoy this experience with us, okay, if you did enjoy this experience with us, okay, do feel free to scan this QR code on the right hand side, right, to leave us a Google review as well. Okay, we will really thank you in advance, okay, for joining us today. Right, now what's going to happen is that we will be answering any questions, okay, that you might have. So I have my team, they have been compiling some of the questions for me. Okay, so I'll just be answering them one by one, and basically maybe hand over some to Ellen and Natalie as well. Okay, so in this case, right, for research or coding, does Manus connect to specific LLMs such as Gemini, Deep Research, Grok, or Claude? Ellen, do you know anything about it?
Yeah, so Manus is LLM agnostic. So basically, we build the architecture and application layer on top of all the state-of-art LLMs. So that includes like OpenAI, Cloud, and Gemini. So we basically pick the best model for the right use cases.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Right, I hope that answers your question. Right, is there a Manus AI node in n8n? All right, in this case, no, there isn't a Manus AI node, but you can integrate Manus via the API feature, right, which is coming out soon as and via MCP as well. Yeah, so those are
It's
things
already
that
available. Yeah, Manus API is already available.
already available. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it's already
Yeah.
widely available. So on Manus, right, feel free to create an API key, and then you can link it directly to n8n. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to settings and generate your API key and also webhook as well. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alan. Right. Alan, does Manus have an enterprise version?
Yeah, we have a team version. Basically, that means if you are a team and you're admin, then you can purchase a team version, and the team will be sharing a pool of credits. Yeah, so it's also in our pricing, one of our pricing packages. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Alan. Right. If anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. It's great having all of you around. And my team will probably have already answered a lot of your questions that you have asked over the chat. But regardless, right, hope all of you had fun, right, with this today. Okay, sorry, we have another question. What kind of costs are expected to build this bouquet designer? Alan, any estimates on your side for the bouquet designer?
Yeah, cost as in like amount of credits, I think is roughly like maybe a few thousands of credits. Yeah, yeah.
So about
So that is like that is still less than 1 month of pro version, which comes with like 20,000, 19,000 credits. Yeah.
okay, okay, right. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah. I think compared to a human developer, that's still much.
Yes,
Uh,
for sure. Does the API use the credit in your account? Okay.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so API use the credit in your account, so there's no developer pricing like your OpenAI. Um, so another
For
question
question
is,
five,
yeah, sorry, does Manus
yeah,
store all
whether
data we input?
oh. Oh, I think we missed question five. Is it referring to Sora, the video generated with Sora watermarks?
It will be similar in Manus case. So for the person who asked about whether ChatGPT leaves watermarks to indicate that the outcome is generated by AI, will that be similar in Manus's case? Can you clarify what watermarks are you referring to? Right? Is it the little icon that you see at the bottom right of the images and stuff? Okay. If it is, then Manus doesn't. Okay. Question six. Alan, you want to take it?
Oh, question six. Let me share a trust center link in the group. Can I?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
can send
yeah,
the link
yeah, yeah.
in the YouTube live
Yeah, yeah.
chat.
So you can.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Let
this
me send it
is
over.
Zoom.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, for those of you concerned with the trust policies of Manus, okay, we have just sent the link over in the YouTube live. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
now I
just
have
to
a question on GA100. So let me take it. Right. So GA100 is our flagship generative AI course. What we have realized today is that a lot of individuals think generative AI is just ChatGPT. Okay, but that is definitely not the case. Generative AI is a technology that transcends ChatGPT. We can do a lot more things with generative AI, as all of you have seen in this short webinar today. Okay, if you want to learn more, right, you want to learn the ins and outs of generative AI, of your large language models, in a beginner-friendly manner. How do you actually build, AI-powered workflows? Okay, all of these things, right, are things we cover in our GA100 course. Okay, so it's our flagship generative AI course. We cover everything, all right, from the fundamentals all the way to how we can apply generative AI to our business and personal workflows. Okay, so if that's something that interests you, okay, feel free to take a look at J100. If not, you can visit our website. Okay, you can drop us a WhatsApp message or email as well. Okay, so you can contact us. If you go to our website at the bottom right hand corner of our website, okay, you will see a messaging button. Okay, feel free to drop us a WhatsApp or an email. Okay, at the bottom right hand corner of our website. Okay, so yeah, then we can advise you further on whether this course, right, is something you can benefit from. Okay, yeah, we definitely have in-person classes as well. Okay, we have Zoom classes as well. So take a pick. We have different schedules as well. Okay, any other questions from anybody? Okay. Alan, for mail manners, are the emails or attachments stored?
Yes. So we don't store users' data, and also we don't have our model, so we don't train model based on user data as well.
Okay, thanks, Alan. Okay, so I see some questions on the GA100 course. So I see one on whether our courses use Manus only, or do we learn other large language models as well. Okay, so in this case, in this course, right, we will cover the fundamentals like ChatGPT, right? We will go through Manus, right, as one of the tools, core tools, right, that all of you should be using for most of your tasks. Okay, and of course, we will show you how you can connect, right, to large language models manually as well via the APIs. So we do cover all of those things. Whatever you need, right, for your long-term success, we definitely do cover as much as we can for all of you. Okay. Treatment of hallucinations, right? In our course, you will see that one of those treatments is to provide the original data source itself through a process called retrieval augmented generation. So those are core concepts, once again, core competencies, all right, that we will cover in our generative AI course. Okay, I see a question on how is Heicoders Gen AI different from other competitors. I won't comment on the curriculum of other competitors. I will leave you to do your own research on those competitors. But that being said, I would like to say that we believe a lot in our curriculum. Our curriculum, if you can look at the Google reviews, we don't pay them to give us the Google reviews. Those are genuine reviews that all of our learners have given us. And we do trust that all of our learners have benefited a lot, okay, from the courses that we have run, in terms of having a good understanding of generative AI, and learning about the ins and outs of it, how it can be applied, and more importantly, knowing what exactly is the future of generative AI, which I've said a few times already, actually goes beyond ChatGPT. So I will not comment on other competitors, yeah, but I can only say that from our perspective, we are very proud of the curriculum we have. We are very proud of the partnerships that we have, okay, with our industry partners like Manus. And we are very confident that all of you will be able to gain something out of the course that we have created. Right. Okay, any other questions on Manus? Uh, Possible to extend the Plus or Pro credit status for extended period, Alan? Sorry, Alan, I think your feed is lagging a little bit. Okay, let me just handle that question for now. Okay, but basically, what I can see on my side, okay, is that your credits will be available for quite a number of days. And we do provide credits, all right, to our own students as well. Okay, so as part of our partnership with Manus, all our students have a lot of credits to play with, okay, and to experiment with the tool and to create all of the interesting projects that I told you about just now, right? They were all created using the student credits that were given to them. Even on our LinkedIn page, okay, our LinkedIn profile, you can see that we've been sharing quite a number of student projects, okay, for Manus, and those are all created by our students and using the credits that we provide them during the lesson itself. So yeah, right. If you are interested, right, feel free to consider taking J100 as well. Okay. If not, I personally think Manus, the subscription fee is actually very reasonable. Feel free to subscribe, right? Play the credits that you have today, and if you think it's worth it, right? To me, I do believe that AI tools, right, at least the ones that bring you a lot of value, are worth subscribing to. Okay, so I personally think that Manus is one of them, and I have an active subscription with Manus as well. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, sorry,
So yeah,
issues.
Alan. Hey.
Sorry, I had some connection issues. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
what I wanted to answer this question. Yeah, so there's one way that you can actually refer more new users. For every user, you have a referral code that you can actually share with your friends and colleagues. So per successful referral, you also get additional 500 credits. That's one. And then we're also giving out free credits on a regular basis. So if you log into Manus daily, yeah, you should be able to getting free credits as well. Also come to our events. Sometimes if you're in Singapore, we are doing quite a lot of events offline. So we're also giving a lot of free credits there. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alan. Is Manus able to remember settings such as the level of the answer being generated in response to research question and the tone, for example? Okay, so this one, right, will be the customization. You can just need to go to settings, okay, and you can change the Manus profile, right? You can change the settings inside. We typically go through that, right, as part of our classes as well. So it has some form of a memory. Okay, if a J100 student, okay, we are referring to that feature, right? It has some form of its own memory. Okay. All right, so what's gonna happen now is I think we can officially end the stream. Okay, that being said, we will still be around to address any questions that you might have. Okay, to keep in contact with us, feel free to join our Telegram channel. Okay, and also if you haven't done so, right, feel free to scan this QR code on the left-hand side. Okay, and if you enjoyed this session, we will really, really appreciate if you can leave us a 5-star Google review. That will really go a long way to helping others discover Heicoders Academy. Okay, we believe strongly in our courses and the quality of our curriculum and the instructorship. Okay, so if you did enjoy what you experienced today, we will really appreciate if you can leave us a Google review as well. Okay, that will really go a long way in helping others discover Heicoders Academy. All right. Okay. If not, thank you so much, everybody. Right, we will still be answering questions. Okay, but I will hope to see all of you. For those of you who haven't taken J100, I hope to see all of you in class. Okay. For those of you who have already completed J100, thank you so much for supporting us. And I hope to see all of you right in future courses as well. All right. Thank you so much to Manus AI, okay, for joining us on this journey, for supporting us, and we hope all of you had fun today, okay, learning about a very revolutionary tool, okay, called Manus, and hopefully you will be able to use this, right, to create a lot more value for yourself and your companies. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, we will still stay back to answer any questions. Okay, but we'll officially end the stream over here. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.